Today is March 26th, day 3. Happy National Spinach Day. Hey guys, good morning. Happy, sorry, I'm sorry this morning. March 26th, and it is National Spinach Day today, so make sure you get some spinach for lunch. We're gonna continue reading from our story. We left off, she just finished a Nothing Special Wednesday. But I want to show you our next page is a calendar. See it all? Okay. Give you a second to look at it. It shows all the different holidays she's going to be celebrating in the month of April, which is a lot. One's like National High Five Day. Alright, okay. Jelly Bean Day. Beaver Day. Oh, we're going to celebrate for that. But on Wednesday, on her days it's just for her, it shows that she's got to work on her local history report, snuggle with buttons, help Lyle polish teeth. Nothing to do all day, so at least she thought about some homework in there. Whew. And the next page is a geography test taken by Winnie. And there is a note from Winnie. It says, Mr. B, I didn't have time to study for the geography test because yesterday was vinegar day. But I did do some science. Here's a cool science experiment I learned. And he has a note. Winnie, please see me after class. Mr. B. Uh-oh. Looks like she only got 2 on her test that she knew. Oh, then we also have a math test. And on it, she tried to solve the problems. Then she said, Mr. B, I didn't have time to study for this test because it was backwards day, but I've been working on my backwards handwriting. Neat, right? And he says, Winnie, is everything okay? Look, it looks normal to you because it's in here, but it's backwards. And then she has a book report. And it says a book report about Trumpet of the Swan. The Trumpet of the Swan is a book by E.B. White, who wrote some other books too. The Trumpet of the Swan is about a swan who gets a trumpet. Winnie, I know you didn't have time to read the book before you report, but you should. You should now. It's super good. Squeezy. Trumpets are a good way to make music, and so is being in a barbershop quartet. Tuesday was barbershop quartet day. Here are some facts about barbershop quartets. There are always quartets, which means 4 people. Each person always sings a different part. A barbershop quartet does not have to perform in a barbershop. They can sing anywhere they want. This is my book report on Trumpet of the Swan, a book by E.B. White. Mr. B says, Winnie, let's talk during lunch. So yeah, that book report had nothing to do with the book. Ooh, alright. On to our next section, grim grades. One day before what happened. What's that word right there? Grim grades. If you think you know what the word grim means, I want you to comment on this video what you think it might mean. Whew, alright, here goes. Winnie felt a squirm in her stomach as the rest of her classmates headed to the cafeteria that Thursday afternoon. She stayed behind at her desk, wishing buttons, the world's greatest cat, were here to snuggle her. She knew that whatever Mr. B wanted to talk to her about wasn't going to be anything good. Just before the door to room 5L swung shut, Lyle poked his head back inside to check on her. You okay? He asked Winnie with his eyebrows. She gave him a, maybe, we'll see, shoulder shrug. Winnie, Mr. B said the instant the door was closed. He perched himself on the edge of his desk, which was only one row away from Winnie's. Not nearly far enough. Is everything all right at home? Winnie wasn't entirely sure how to answer that question. Technically, everything at home was fine. Her parents were weird, but what was new about that? And everything in her treehouse was even better. Winnie shrugged. I'm asking, Mr. B went on, tapping his finger on the edge of his desk, because you've been doing poorly on all of your assignments and tests for quite some time now. Sorry about the book report, Winnie cut in quickly. I should have spent more time on it. The truth was, Winnie had time for the book report the night before, during what she thought was a nothing special Wednesday in her treehouse. She could have read The Trumpet of the Swan. She could have written the entire book report that night, instead of banging out a few words about barbershop quartets on the library computer during recess. But Wednesdays were the only days Winnie had to herself. She wanted to doodle in her brand new sketchbook. She wanted to snuggle buttons and fall asleep watching the stars. She had not wanted to read about swans. I'm sorry, she finished lamely. Mr. B frowned. It's not simply the book report, he told her. You're a smart kid, Winnie. Winnie, did you just put this part in to brag? Ha 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 ha, Joey. And I've talked to your previous teachers, and I know that you used to receive excellent grades. But this year, I'll try harder, Winnie said quickly. She felt miserable. She wanted buttons more than ever in that moment, even if it would be weird to snuggle a cat at her desk. Maybe you could take more of the tests on Thursday. Then I'd have lots more time to study. I'm just worried about you, Winnie, Mr. B said, and your parents. His frown grew much deeper. I've tried to talk to them, but I haven't gotten anywhere. Yeah, Winnie said, they can be, difficult. Mr. B studied her for a moment, like he was trying to figure out everything about her just from her face, when he tried to look as normal as possible. Finally, Mr. B clapped his hands together. I'm going to be frank with you, Winnie. Winnie sat up a little straighter in her chair. Your grades are not good. Winnie allowed herself a little slouch. That news wasn't surprising at all. With all that time she'd spent celebrating International Tongue Twister Day and Slug Dog Day and Flossing Day. You celebrated Flossing Day without me? Lyle. She'd hardly had time to study for a single test all year. In fact, Mr. B went on, you are in serious danger of failing 5th grade. At that news, Winnie nearly shot out of her desk. Failing? She squeaked. That was a surprise. As a matter of fact, yes, Mr. B said. Normally, this would be a conversation I'd have with your parents, but as I've said, they've proved less cooperative than one might like. So I'm telling you, Winnie, we have one more major project coming up before the end of the school year. The local history report. It's your last chance to boost your grades enough to graduate. What would happen? Winnie wondered if she didn't pass 5th grade. Would she be forced to stay in Mr. B's class another year while all her friends went off to middle school without her? And what if she failed again after that? Would she be doomed to repeat 5th grade over and over and over until she was the oldest kid who'd ever gone to Tulip Street Elementary? Winnie, Mr. B said, are you listening? Winnie snapped back into the conversation. She started, but thankfully Mr. B repeated himself. Your local history report. It's due at the end of the month. That's a little over 2 weeks from now. If you can manage a good grade on that, and I'm talking an A minus minimum, you'll be off to middle school without any further word from me. Oh, Winnie gulped. One report. She could do that. One report was no big deal, right? Okay, she said. Good. And Winnie, your parents? Mr. B studied her face again. Is everything entirely... Winnie decided there was no point trying to explain her parents, so instead she said, I'll ace the history report, I promise. Glad to hear it, Mr. B said, finishing up his face studying. I'm expecting something great, though. You understand? You'll need to work on it every day until it's due. Right, Winnie said. Every day. Sure thing. She tried not to worry about whether or not that would be possible. There was too much rolling around in her brain already. Can I go to lunch now? She asked. Of course. And with that, Winnie left to join her friends in the cafeteria. Alright, and we're going to read these real quick. They look like emails that Mr. B sent to her parents. So, Dr. Mahar and Dr. Mahaldi, I've tried numerous times to call each of you with no success in scheduling a meeting. I'm hoping this email will do the trick. It is crucial that the two of you come in to meet me for a parent-teacher conference regarding your daughter's grades in her future. I cannot stress enough that Winnie is in danger of failing the 5th grade. I've just had a talk with Winnie herself, and I believe that she understands the situation. I must say I am deeply concerned that neither of you seem as worried. Please do be in touch ASAP about a time when we can all meet to discuss this very serious matter. Sincerely, Hector Bonetto, or Mr. B. This is her mom's reply. Dear Mr. Bonetto, as I stated on the phone the last 4 times you called, I am happy to come into the school to talk about Winifred, but not if you keep inviting her father as well. I do wish you'd stop involving him in these matters. I take Winifred's well-being very seriously, unlike some parents I can name. Best wishes, Alexis Mahar. And this is from her dad. Dear Mr. Bonetto, why do you always insist on addressing Winifred's mother first in all of your correspondence? You do realize I've won at least 6 more awards than she has, don't you? By the way, I need to talk to you about a very exciting opportunity. Do you know much about bird feces? I will be awaiting your phone call this afternoon to discuss it. Dr. Vernon Maldy. Interesting emails. It seems like they are not thinking about Winnie's best interest at heart. Alright, so that was our section. Our next section for tomorrow is called Artist Vision. Very exciting. If you have any comments or thoughts, I noticed we had one yesterday on why our section was called a Nothing Special Wednesday, which is awesome. So go ahead, feel free to comment your thoughts. For our parents who are listening, if you have not joined our Facebook support group, please go ahead and join so. Or you can even friend request me and I'll add you into it. Tomorrow, yeah, today's Thursday, right? Yep, so tomorrow I will have my teacher trainings at 10:30. So hopefully by around, hoping it's not too long, but I want to say 2 o'clock, I'll be able to kind of post the update of what's going on, what we're learning, how we're going to learning, what it's going to look like. The district did post something. I haven't watched it yet. I just posted it on our Facebook group. So go ahead and check that out. But I will see you tomorrow, guys. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.